Good morning, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys through everything I eat in a day while breastfeeding. I have literally been so surprised at my appetite while breastfeeding. I literally cannot believe it. You think like in your head, right? Okay, you're pregnant, you are growing a human being. Of course you're going to be like eating for two, quote unquote, eating so much more, craving so much more. And then you're like, okay, after I give birth, that's all gonna go away. I'm gonna go back to normal. I'm not gonna have cravings anymore. I'm not going to be hungry nonstop. No, it is worse. Breastfeeding, I am literally hungrier than I was ever during the course of my pregnancy, and I am craving just as much as I was throughout the course of my pregnancy. All of my cravings have literally stayed. The sour candy, still craving it, still love it. Salty snacks, we are still absolutely loving them. I really am trying to listen to my body and eat whatever I want, but I also really want to focus on incorporating a lot of like whole nutritious foods as well, because of course I am breastfeeding and everything that goes into my body he also gets through my breast milk. So I'm really trying to make sure that I'm eating a little bit of everything, but I'm also not trying to deprive my body of anything, because I do still have those cravings. You have this extreme appetite now. And I also read somewhere, and again, I don't know if this is true or not, but I did read that when you are breastfeeding, you burn up to 500 extra calories every single day. So you are hungrier and it's okay to be eating a lot more. So I figured I would just take you guys through an honest full day of eating today while I am breastfeeding. So we started off this morning kind of with just my usual breakfast: eggs, toast. I had ham and then a slice of cheese as well on each piece of toast. That's kind of just been my normal. And then we just went for a walk a little bit ago. So I'm sure I will make my iced chai in a hot moment. And then we'll do lunch in a little bit. The other big thing that I've really been trying to prioritize right now is water and hydration, because I have been so freaking thirsty when I am breastfeeding. So you guys saw this morning when I was breastfeeding him, I literally fill up my entire Stanley, or I try to, as long as he's not screaming at me. I try to fill up my Stanley right before I breastfeed every single time, and then I try to just make sure it's close by and I sip on it throughout the course of when I am breastfeeding him. Not only do I need the water, because of course he's like taking nutrients out of me, but they also said that the more hydrated you are, the better your milk supply is. So I'm really trying to make sure I'm prioritizing being hydrated. I know that some people, when they are breastfeeding, don't drink any caffeine at all, and I really don't drink that much. I basically just have one of these chais every single day. Normally, I would fill it up until right about this like halfway mark of the glass. This is a little bit less than I would normally do of the chai, but I'm making some for me and my mom today, so I'm doing a little bit less based off of just like what I had left in my container. So this is the type that I use, the same type I've been using for literally forever. I get this at like Target, Giant sells it, supermarkets, all of that. It's perfect because I love drinking my chai at like Starbucks and all of that, but obviously there's a lot more ish that I put in it at Starbucks, and also it costs me $6 every single time I go, and this entire thing costs $3. So basically I'm saving money. Then I just mix it with almond milk, but you can pick any milk, and you can get like flavoring and sweeteners and all of that, but I just use almond milk for the most part, and I basically fill it up the rest of the way with almond milk. Like I said, I'm doing a little bit less today just because of our ratio purposes, and then I just blend this on up. My doctors at the hospital basically said to me that you are able to drink caffeine. The biggest thing that they told me is that, one, you shouldn't really have too much more than like 200 milligrams every single day. So basically one of these would be a little bit less than 200 milligrams based off of the serving size. And they also told me that if I'm like super concerned about it, that I could just not breastfeed within a certain time frame. Like they said, like an hour or 2 hours after I drink it. But the big reason that they said I might want to not do that is if he's getting affected by the caffeine, because I do say like some babies, when the moms drink caffeine, that they stay up and they're not able to fall asleep and all of that, but that hasn't been a problem for us. He's been able to sleep just fine, even though I've been drinking this literally every single day since the day that we got home. I have been drinking this, and his sleep cycles have been normal and haven't seemed to be affected by the caffeine. Like I said, this is the only thing I've been doing caffeine wise. So once I like go back to the gym and I started having like a little bit of an energy drink or a little bit of a pre-workout, I'm really gonna have to kind of just play that by ear and see how he responds to it and really time that out a little bit better. But right now, this is what I am doing. It is absolutely delicious. It gives me that little bit of energy. Plus, I just really enjoy the flavor of it. It really doesn't have to do with the caffeine as much as I just love the feeling of drinking it. It just makes me happy. I just look forward to it every single day. And so that's So I just pumped for the first time. Like I told you guys in my last vlog, I was going to start pumping, and I'm really hype about it because I got 3 ounces for the first time pumping. I had literally no idea what to expect, and he just ate off of the one side, so I just used the other side after he was done eating. It literally sat here for like maybe 10 minutes, and I got 3 ounces, which I've heard is like a normal feed for them right now. So I'm really, really excited about that because I'll be able to store this into the little freezer bags, put it in the freezer, and then we'll have it for him to use. But woohoo! So we had Chick-fil-A for lunch today, and it was so freaking good. I love Chick-fil-A. Let me put the pinky down. My normal go-to Chick-fil-A meal is the 12-cal grilled chicken nugget meal with fries, and then I get a sweet tea and honey mustard. I do not get the grilled chicken for like health reasons. I genuinely just like them and think that they taste delicious. So that's what I get when I go to Chick-fil-A. My mom and sister were over, and so we decided to do that for lunch, and so that is what we did. And like I said to you guys, I refuse to stress nonstop about what I'm eating, what I'm consuming. I'm not tracking calories. I'm literally like eating what I want to eat, eating what sounds good, but just also trying to get as much nutritious food in as I can throughout the course of the day, making sure I'm staying super hydrated. Guys, I am so freaking excited about that pumping session. It was the first time that I had ever pumped. I said to you guys, I was really excited to start pumping because I just wanted to be able to give him a bottle when I go places. I wanted that sense of relief and that sense of quote unquote freedom to be able to go out of the house and to be able to do things and not have to feel super guilty about it. So today was the first time that I started pumping, and it went so well. I literally pumped for probably like 10 minutes and got 4 ounces, and I am so happy about that. I feel really, really good. I have really been trying to prioritize staying hydrated. I know that helps with your milk supply. Right now, I know it's also going to really increase my milk supply because I am pumping as well as breastfeeding, but I'm okay with that because I am going to start going out of the house without him a little bit more, and I want him to be able to take a bottle. I want Timmy or my mom or somebody to be able to give him a bottle and break up the day for me a little bit, or if I go back to the gym or when I go back to work, I just want to have kind of that like freedom to not be stressed about leaving him for even an hour in case he does get hungry. So I do feel really, really good about that. But oh my God, I did not know what to expect. I literally was like, we were like setting everything up, and I was like, okay, like whatever I get today, I know I'm probably not going to get a lot, better than nothing. And then I sat and I pumped and I got 4 ounces. We did really good, didn't we? So I'm really, really, oh, sorry. So I'm really, really happy about that. It also feels really good to know that you're actually feeding your child. And I know that that sounds outrageous because like obviously he's gotten a lot chunkier. Obviously I see the milk all over his face when he like pulls off, but I feel like you never really know how much milk he's actually getting or if he is even getting milk in the first place. So it kind of just like felt good to see the milk come out into like the bottle and know like, okay, I'm actually feeding my child. He's actually getting good quality milk. So I'm like, it just is good. Like it just felt good. Like it was just a sense of relief. It is right about like 2:30 now, and I'm starting to get hungry again after lunch. So I think I'm gonna make, I don't know if I'm gonna make a snack or I'm gonna have something. I didn't drink my sweet tea yet from Chick-fil-A because I did have my iced chai earlier in the day, and so because that has caffeine in it and it dehydrates you a little bit, sweet tea is also just like not water. I think I'm gonna save it for later in the day or for when we eat dinner, and that way I can drink a ton of water in the meantime to make sure I'm keeping my hydration levels up, and then I'll drink my sweet tea with dinner. I know it's probably not a big deal and it's all the same, it's all going in anyway, but I figured I'd space out my like non-water beverages to make sure I'm staying hydrated throughout the course of the day. So I don't know what I want to eat. Timmy did buy muffins this week, a chocolate chip muffin, and that does sound really good right now. So I think I might steal his last chocolate chip muffin, and then I might eat some fruit closer to dinner, but we'll see what I'm in the mood for. But I'm definitely starting to get very hungry. I just got done feeding him. Here we are. Oh, why do you look so terrified? Why do you look so terrified? satisfied. Just got done feeding him and I am literally starving. Like I told you guys a while ago. It was like an hour ago when we talked, but I needed to feed him and so that is what I did. So here we are. So now I am finally getting the muffin that I have been wanting from an hour ago, and hopefully he lets me chill enough to just eat this real quick before I rock him around and have to feed him again. Sunshine, you make me happy, how much I love you. Twinkle, twinkle. This is our snack for right now. We made some fruit, cut up a banana, some raspberries, and some blueberries as we walk around and pace this little guy to sleep. One of our friends dropped off this like chicken casserole for us and I am so excited to eat it because I have never had casserole before and it looks literally delicious. If you have friends that have had a baby, one of the nicest things in the entire world that you could do for them is literally cook them a meal, because it is so nice to not have to worry about cooking. Since we've been home, we have literally cooked dinner maybe once or twice because we have been so fortunate to have family and friends drop us off the rest of our meals for dinner, and it has been so nice to not have to worry about it and just be able to like enjoy time with AJ and have just be warm things up or have things brought to us. It has just been the best thing in the entire world. So that is what we are doing for dinner tonight. Okay, it actually looks delicious. It looks like it's rice, cheese, chicken, and then broccoli. I am so excited about it. And I better eat fast because clearly AJ is also getting hungry. So right now I am breastfeeding on demand. So what that looks like for me and for us is basically I am feeding him every like 2 to 3 hours for the most part during the day. So basically my entire schedule, my eating schedule, my anything else schedule revolves around the fact that he needs to be fed basically every 2 to 3 hours. During the day, it really depends. Some feeds he'll take from both sides, some feeds he'll just do the one side. He stays on there anywhere from like sometimes 15 minutes up to like literally a half hour, 40 minutes on a side. If he's doing 45 minutes on a side, that he's typically only doing the one side. He does typically not need to go to the other side, but it really is hit or miss. It kind of depends on the day. It kind of depends on if he's super fussy or not. If he is super fussy, there is a chance that he could literally go for 40 minutes on the one side, 40 minutes on the other side. Like sometimes it is a process because it's more of like a comfort thing. He'll be like falling asleep in between, the whole nine there. So that definitely plays a factor in everything that I've been doing. Like I said, food for me right now is nothing like magnificent or incredible. I'm not really being super strict about anything at all. I have clearly, like I ate Chick-fil-A today. I'm kind of just eating what sounds good, eating what's available to me at this point, and also eating things often that I can eat with one hand or that are quick and easy, because a lot of the times right now that's what I need, because I need to eat a meal when he needs to be held in one hand or when I can quickly be like eating real fast so I can feed him. So it's really like life is kind of chaotic right now and my food schedule isn't the best, but I'm definitely trying to prioritize just getting in as much nutritious food as possible, but also letting myself enjoy everything because I am feeding a whole nother human being at this point, you know? So I am breastfeeding on demand, which basically means that whenever he is giving hunger cues, I have been breastfeeding him. Like you guys saw earlier today, I did start pumping a little bit. So right now he is 3 weeks old. He is like 3 weeks and a couple days old. So I decided to start pumping. I am only going to be doing it once per day for probably the next week or so, just to one, start to build my supply up, and to give us a little bit of just extra, because I am going to be starting to just do things not around him. Like for example, I'm getting my nails done for the first time on Friday when I won't be with him. Next week I have a facial and other things just going on where I will not be with him 24/7. So in case he does need to eat, I want him to have the opportunity to be able to take a bottle from somebody else. For at least the next week or so, I really want pumping to primarily be building up my milk supply and using it for the moments that I am not here. When I am with him, I still plan on breastfeeding. So even through the night and all of that, when he could be taking a bottle now, because I will start to have a little bit of a supply, I'm going to be breastfeeding him at least for the next like week or so until he is like a month old. And then maybe every so often, maybe once a day, or when I need a moment, I'll have somebody else feed him, whether it's Timmy or whether it's somebody else with a bottle, and we'll just kind of start to see how that goes. I'm really hoping that he takes a bottle well, because obviously I don't know what to expect with that either, because we have never had that experience before. So I'm really hoping he just takes a bottle well, but I'm really right now only going to be pumping one time every single day. I'm going to alternate which boob I do from day to day. Maybe some days I'll do both of them, but today I did the right one. Tomorrow I'll do the left, and then maybe from there maybe I'll do one time on each. But I really just kind of want to build up my milk supply a little bit and also just have a little bit of extra. But breastfeeding wise, I've basically been doing just on demand whenever he's giving hunger cues. Most of the time it's anywhere from like 2 to 3 hours, especially during the day. At night, sometimes he could go on like a 3-4 hour stretch. Last night he did his first 5-hour stretch, so I was like full by the time that he woke up, but that was his longest stretch that we've gone so far. But I'm really just listening to his cues. If he's hungry within an hour, then I'm feeding him within an hour, because especially like if we're trying to like pacify him a little bit and we're rocking him and nothing's consoling him, then I will nurse him. But we try, especially if it's within that like 2-hour time frame, to see if he's actually hungry or if he just more wants to like pacify first, and then I will start to nurse him. So it kind of depends on how he's feeling, but that's just what we've been doing. That's what's been working really well for us and for me. So that's kind of our plan moving forward. All right, we are finishing out the night. A nice and fussy night, may I add. He was like screaming at the top of his lungs from literally like 7 o'clock till it's right now a little past 9. So we decided that I am just going to feed him. Hopefully this is going to just nurse him to a nice deep sleep, and then we are going to get ready for bed. So Timmy brought me a popsicle up to his nursery while I rock him and nurse him to sleep. So we are finishing out the night with a popsicle. This is the Outshine popsicles. I've literally been eating them for forever. I'm absolutely obsessed with them. We have the little like small versions. The little top fell off because I've been eating it for a little bit, but this is what we are finishing out the night with tonight. After he goes to sleep, I am going to finish getting myself ready for bed and then go to bed myself. So I hope you guys liked today's video. Like I said to you guys, I'm really not being super strict about food or anything right now. I'm honestly just listening to my body, eating what tastes good, trying to give myself as much nutritious food as possible, but knowing that I'm going to have to eat more, and also knowing that this is a phase of life where my body is adapting back to not being pregnant, where my body is also feeding a human being and keeping them alive. And so I'm just trying to give myself grace. I know that this postpartum phase is really difficult emotionally for a lot of reasons. Obviously, it is very difficult to just become a mom. Obviously, breastfeeding has its like difficulties. It is just a very like hormonal and emotional time in your life, and I refuse to put more pressure onto myself about eating a very specific way, tracking calories, tracking macros, being super strict about it. So I'm really just trying to listen to myself, eat what tastes good, eat what fills me and fuels me and him. And that's kind of the way I've been living my life right now. Once I get back into the gym, it's going to make me feel mentally really, really good to be able to start being active, just because that's so important to me. But right now, I am just eating in a way that feels good, and I'm intuitively eating, and that's been working really well for me so far postpartum. And so that's what I'm going to continue to do. I don't want to put any pressure onto myself to like bounce back into like the body that I used to have pre-pregnancy, because it could take a few months or it could take a few years, and I'm just allowing myself that grace and the patience to whatever it takes. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video here. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please make sure you go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. You already know it supports my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss another video that I post. If you haven't, make sure you follow me on my Instagram and TikTok so you can see other fitness, health, and lifestyle content that I post on there. And I will catch you guys here next time. Let's see if I can do this.